Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour.
Second attempt. One. Blue's a lucky one.
3, 4, 5, 6.
This is a healthy competition going on here.
7, 8, 9.
You got 9? 10! Yay! You got it! A new world record! Yay! What do you have to say for yourself?
11,
Oh my God.
12,
12! 13!
14,
14!
15,
15!
15.
15! Now, what's your name again?
Alex Krause,
Alex Krause from...
Sturgeon Bay.
Thank you, Alex Krause. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarty. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Well, here we are again, friends. It's another Friday night, and everything's right for the weekend. Crazy clothes, anything goes on the weekend. Oh yeah, here we are on that big old weekend, and I hope you're all having a great start to your weekend, and thank you for spending some time here at the Truth Quest, because you are the Truth Questers, and we know why you come here, because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. Oh yeah, that's right. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, I'm glad that you're all here. Oh, look. One of our friends just stopped by. I got to say hi before we go over to Chatlandia. Say hi to this Ultramod over there on YouTube. Oops. Oh, it's not going to let me do it, is it? Okay. My keyboard's broken again. So bear with me. That doesn't mean there's a bear with me. That just means hang tight. We're grooving. Groovy like a record. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, here we go. We're going to go over there now to Chatlandia and see who's over there chatting all over the place. And let's see, we got first up tonight was Catherine Weiss. That's Weiss123. She's one of our Ultramods. She says, hi, Aaron. And then she says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. And then she also says, hi, Peggy. And then I said, hi, Weiss123, because my keyboard's broken. We've got the wavy hand now. And I said, okay, going to be over there on YouTube. And there she is over on YouTube. She says, hi, Aaron. That's Kathy again. And then I said over on YouTube, my name is at Hot Games and Puzzles on YouTube. Hi, Kathy. And look who else is here. Another one of our Ultra Mods. It's Peggy Dancer. She was over there on YouTube, and she says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123, Catherine. I'll be on Rumble tonight. LOL. Awesome. And then I said, hi, Peggy. And then I said, hi, Kathy, over on the portrait YouTube. And then Cap78 Pack, Peggy Dancer on Rumble says, hi there, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123, Catherine. I'm here tonight. LOL. And she gives a heart on Rumble. All right. And then I said, hi, Cap78 Pack, Peggy Dancer. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over on the portrait YouTube show 729. And then Kathy also says, hi, Peggy. And look who else is here. Why, it's our good friend and longtime friend and Ultramod over there on Rumble, Operation Shutdown. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Truth Quest. We are going on a quest for truth together. Yes, we are. That's right. And Cat Guy 2 says hi. Well, hi, Cat Guy. And then C-Shock 210, U7up, or U7P says hello. Hello there, C-Shock. And then Kathy says, hiya, Operation Shutdown. And then I said, hiya, Operation Shutdown. And Operation Shutdown says, hello, Kathy. And then Operation Shutdown says, hello, Aaron. Oh, and an American flag. That's cool. And Cap78 Pack says, where's everyone at? I don't know. Is the president speaking again? You never know when that's going to happen. And Kathy Weiss puts this out. She's one of our Ultramods. Remember, please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Hit the old thumbs up. It helps the algo rhythm and the algo beat and the algo melody. Oh, yeah. All those algo things that they try to tell us are real things, but we know better, don't we? All righty then. All righty, Aphrodite. Wow. You know what's funny is my grandkids come in here to the studio. Sometimes during the day I have the door open, and Chloe was in the other day. She's 1, and she noticed this Guy Fawkes mask, and she wanted to play with it. She really liked it, so it's kind of cool. And that's going to be into the show tonight, in one of the videos coming up real soon here. Real soon. All righty then. Well, let's go over to the Book of Faces. And I have not heard from Heidi yet. Maybe sometime next week. I'll update you all on Monday, or maybe I'll surprise you on Monday. Who knows, right? Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. All right. I think this is it. Oh, my. I have 2 tabs open on that. I better figure out where. Oh, there it is. That's the other one. Good. Get rid of that tab. All righty, Aphrodite. So there we are. That was the right one. Here we are. And look at this thumbnail for tonight. That is a sunset on Mars. So if you go to Mars, a lot of people say, oh, it's a one-way trip. You won't be able to come back. But if you go to Mars, you're not going to be able to swim. I mean, unless they find a whole lot of water. Maybe underground. But swimming will be out of the question at least for until they can figure that out. I mean, I can't see them bringing water from Earth. I guess they have to bring some. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. I wonder what they're going to do. You know, makes you wonder. Number 729, full disclosure, Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Oh, speaking of going to Mars, here's a very apropos little article here. New Kathy Hochul and Nancy Pelosi's eyebrows on pace to reach Mars before Elon Musk. I'd say they both have a pretty good chance of getting there before Elon Musk. Look how high those eyebrows are. My goodness, they're in the stratosphere. Look at that. Why do women do that? Why do they shave their eyebrows off and paint them way up here like a clown? Why? I just don't get it. They always look surprised. Oh, do you hear about this? The breaking Dow hits 50,000 for the very first time. And then my friend Jeffrey Wolfgang Parnell Wolfie says, what about those tariffs destroying the economy? And Schmidt. And I said, yeah, right? Thinking emoji. Right. Look at that. Oh, and here's something interesting. You know, I've said for a long time, you know, the Egyptians wrote everything down. How come there's ever any question about how they did anything? Well, here's a little bit of insight that I've never heard before. So this is very interesting. Check it out.
Egyptologists have argued for a long time that there is no record of the construction of the pyramids. However, there is a stone stela on Sehel Island near Aswan, which was engraved on a rock. This so-called famine stela was discovered and deciphered in 1889. It tells the story of Pharaoh Djoser asking the god Khnum for help during a long famine. According to Professor Joseph Davidovitz, these passages are technical instructions or some kind of recipe for casting artificial stone blocks that we call today geopolymer concrete. Egyptologists have argued for...
And that's what I've always thought too. They just molded them in place. And that's why you can't fit a credit card between them, because they're molding them. It's like concrete. Hello? I mean, yeah. Since the 1800s, they've known that. They keep the myth going, don't they? They just keep it going. Oh, here's President Trump. Look how young he looks. It almost seems like he's getting younger every day. Why, check this out. From Fantastic News Channel.
A waitress came over, and I said, how are you doing? She said, not good, sir. Why? The government is killing me on tips. And she looked at me, she said, sir, there should be no tax on tips. I said, say it again. There should be no tax on tips. I said, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. A waitress came over, and I said, how are you doing? She said, not good, sir. Why? The government is...
And that's what he said. He got the idea from a waitress. So that's cool. Don't you love these younger versions of AI produced, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, pretty cool. No tax on tips. Oh, and this is really interesting from Andy Andrews, a runaway teenager, a skating rink, 2 Cadillacs, and Elvis Presley. This is an amazing story. Let me just lengthen this a little bit here. Oh, looks like Wolfie commented on one of my things again. Let's watch this.
It is one of the most fascinating stories about Elvis that I've ever heard in my life. And nobody seems to know it except TG. But he was from a very, very poor family in central Tennessee. And when he was 14, ran away from home. And so he was on the streets. He went to Memphis, and he was literally on the streets in Memphis. And so, you know, I know what that's like to be in that position. And so I know kind of how you think, and you think, where can I get something to eat that'll take me a long time to eat, that I can eat inside in air conditioning or in heat. And so on Saturdays, it would be like 20 cents for 4 hours of skating in the skating rink. And so he would go in and stay in there till like 10 o'clock. And so when he came out, he was like the last one out. And they're having to say, okay, it's time to go. And so he knows he's fixing to go to some highway overpass or, spend the night. And he's 14. And when he's out there just kind of hanging out in the parking lot, just figuring out, do I want to walk that way or want to walk that way? A couple of big Cadillacs come in. And he said, it's about 11 o'clock at night. A couple of big Cadillacs come in and they pull up in front of the skating rink. And it was right by him, the window rolls down, and the guy driving the car, it's Elvis. And he said, what's your name? And he said, Bill Browder, which is T.G. Shepherd's real name. And he said, how old are you? He said, 14. He said, can you skate? Yes, sir. He said, you like football? I do. He said, well, we had one of our team members drop out, and we've got the skating rink for the night, and we're fixing to go in and play football. You want to play? And he thought, yeah, just to get back in the skating rink. Yeah, I'll go. So he said, it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life. We went in and played football on roller skates. And he said, everybody was falling, hitting, crashing. And he said, it was the craziest thing in the world. And he said, about daylight, everybody's tired and everybody's ready to go. And so we all walk outside. And he said, Elvis told him, he said, hey, where you want me to drop you off? I'll drop you off somewhere. He said, no, I'm not. I'm fine. And Elvis said, well, where you live? Where? And he said, I'm just kind of wandering. And Elvis said, well, where are you staying? And he said, I'm really not staying anywhere. And Elvis said, well, come on and eat breakfast with us. So took him to a restaurant. They all ate breakfast. And then Elvis said, are you sure there's nowhere I can drop you off? No. So he said, well, then come on to the house. And so from 14 till about 23, Bill Browder lived at Graceland, lived there. And he got a job as a record rep, or I think it was RCA. And it was RCA or Capitol, I can't remember.
Isn't that interesting?
It's one of the most fascinating stories about Elvis.
So that's really awesome. I mean, can you imagine someone as famous and well-known as Elvis would take a homeless kid in to give him a place to live at Graceland? Wow. That's just all these stories, you think you've heard every good story, and there's so many. I mean, wow, what a legacy he left. And that's incredible. This is from Illuminati Bot. That makes it mass murder. Harrison H. Smith says, not sure you all noticed, but the U.S. government issued an official report admitting that COVID-19 was man-made. That means it was mass murder. Final report. COVID Select concludes 2-year investigation, issues 500-plus page final report on lessons learned and the path forward. Yeah. Path forward is to arrest all the people that perpetrated this hoax on the world. That's what I say. Oh, that face you make when everyone learns you weren't the crazy one. Remember what he said about, this is like over like 15 years ago or something, that, they're drinking the blood of babies. These people in Hollywood, or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. But look at this. This is really interesting. Space and astronomy lovers. 1969, Apollo 11. An absolutely stunning but rarely seen shot as the Eagle returns from the lunar surface. There it is right there. He's going to dock with the orbiter that's been orbiting. Wow, what a tense moment that would be. Oh, you get something wrong, you crash, and you both crash on the moon or something, or you drift off to Saturn or wherever. Wow. And, I was alive in 1969, and I remember watching the moon landing on TV and all of the coverage. And it was so exciting. It really felt like the future was really happening. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, in 5 or 10 years, I'm sure we'll be able to vacation on the moon or maybe even on Mars. But that has not happened yet. And I'm disappointed. But here we go. Clandestine says, the Dems are adorable. Their new talking point is that Trump was mentioned 38,000 times in the Epstein files. Yeah, you morons. Because Epstein and the Dems were emailing each other all day about how they must destroy Trump. The files prove Epstein was a Democrat puppeteer. Yeah. And they hated Trump. 0 emails from Trump, 0 emails to Trump, many emails amongst these sickos with lots of discussions of bad-mouthing Trump and talks about how to destroy Trump. Epstein hated Trump, just as those involved with Epstein hate Trump. If they hate Trump, they were on Epstein Island. Guaranteed, almost guaranteed. Know the zone, Florida's HALO law is officially in effect. So in Florida now, the new 25-foot rule, what you need to know, Florida's HALO law is officially live. If you see first responders in action, you need to back up or risk backing yourself into a jail cell. Here's the breakdown of the new boundary. The magic number: stay at least 25 feet away from police, fire, or EMS while they're working. The warning: officers give you a verbal move back command first. If you do not listen, the gloves come off. The internet. This law targets anyone approaching with the intent to harass, threaten, or get in the way of emergency duties. The coverage applies to cops, firefighters, paramedics, and even probation officers. The cost of getting too close, ignoring a warning, isn't just a my bad. It's a second-degree misdemeanor. You're looking at 60 days in county jail, $500 fine, plus court costs. Evidence seizure: your phone or camera can be taken as evidence if used during the violation. Bottom line, support our heroes by giving them the space they need to save lives. Yes, it's pretty common sense. Release the daycare files. Tom Gray, my friend from Minnesota, put that out. He went to same school I went to. He was in my big brother's grade, I believe. Oh. Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello, I noticed you got a message on your Rumble chat from Purple BTW. He left you a message he wanted you to read.
Oh, okay, thanks. I'll take a look at it. Thanks.
Okay, it's at the very bottom of the thing there.
I see it.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay. And the bat phone. That was a combination, bat phone and the Google iPhone. There's a Google eye on it. Like that. I know you like that. All righty, Aphrodite. Well, let's go over here and see what he has to say. And it's Purple BTW. Alabama John said he wants to talk to you right now. He is also live on Rumble. Come by when you can. Okay. Do I know Alabama John? What's the show about? Well, that's interesting. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Well, thanks, Kathy, for letting me know about that. All right. Getting back to the show. Lori, I can't pronounce her last name, from Facebook Conservatives, Lance Gooden. Joe Biden wanted to tax your Venmo account. President Trump gave your baby $1,000 seed account. That's the difference between squeezing hardworking American families and supporting them. I agree. Oh, what's this? Wouldn't 2,000 mockingbirds be more like 2 kilo mockingbirds? 2 kilo mockingbirds? 2 kilo mockingbird? That's pretty clever. I like that. Indian Hills sign, always a good one. And here's Astro Alexandra talking about this blue deep gravity well, where gravity is stronger here. It will suck you in the Indian Ocean. Check this out.
This is a map of the Earth's gravity from the European Space Agency, and there's obviously something really weird happening. What this map is showing is that right here, you'll weigh a little more than right here. There's a little more gravity right here. The Earth is rotating and it's lumpy and it's not completely symmetrical in all directions. It's wider at the equator than it is at the pole, so gravity isn't the same everywhere. But obviously, the weirdest part about this map is that there's a giant gravity hole in the Indian Ocean. Right here, you have the Himalayas, which is a strong concentration of mass. So it has more gravity. And then right here is the largest gravitational anomaly on Earth. So big that if the ocean were perfectly calm and only controlled by Earth's gravity and rotation, this area would be 348 feet below average sea level. We do, however, have winds and currents and tides, so ships aren't sailing down into a hole. So it's invisible, even though this anomaly is over 1 million square miles and almost the size of India itself. So why is this here? I don't know. Scientists don't know. I do think it's worth mentioning that this is the path the Indian tectonic plate took. And the Earth isn't uniform inside. But why does that cause a giant gravity hole? Don't know. Also, just to be clear, these are all very dramatic. This isn't something you would, notice. This is a map of the Earth's gravity from the European Space Agency, and there's obviously something...
Isn't that odd? And I think that's why the alien spacecraft look so wobbly when they're in our wavy gravity planet here. It's not all the same because they ride on the gravity waves. According to Bob Lazar, Minneapolis residents set up borders and checkpoints to protest borders and checkpoints. Yeah, arrest them. They shouldn't be building forts in the middle of the freaking road and running people's plates. That's illegal. Boy, I can't wait till Mike Lindell becomes governor of Minnesota. A lot is going to change. A lot. New Schumer Jeffries released 10 demands for DHS reforms. Agents must show IDs. Illegals, no IDs. Oh, yeah, right. Good one. It's not going to happen. In your dreams. In your dreams, woke idiots. Okay. TrumpRx.gov. The Trump administration rolled out their TrumpRx.gov, where you can buy prescription drugs for far cheaper than you ever used to because of all the deals the deal master made with the farmy companies. So go for it. I just don't take pills. Pills cause ills and shots make you shot. So I don't do any of that pills or ills or shots, getting shot. So, but for the people who do need them, this is great news because everything's going to be cheaper now, thanks to Donald Trump. Actual I-beam showing the word. No, it does not show that word. Elephantria. No, it doesn't. It's an alien language. We don't know what it says. And I remember when they first showed this. This is a bad picture of it too, by the way. There's a clearer picture of it. And back when it aired on TV, I think it was 1996 or 97 or something, they said it seems to spell the word video. Well, no, it doesn't. It's an alien language, probably has something to do with the functionality of the craft. Yeah. It's not just something written on it. It's something integral to the operation of the craft, I believe. If you believe the California drones and Isaac's explanation. And here is that nice looking blue sunset on the red planet. Imagine that. Blue sunset on a red planet. Now we have a red sunset on a blue planet here. I guess it's just the opposite, maybe. There have been thousands of generations of humans, and you are alive to witness the first photo of a sunset on another world, Mars. where you can't swim. Won't be able to swim. If you want to go to Mars, you better get all your swimming done before you go. Oh, here's Anthony Brock. He's bound and determined to beat the goats, but will he? We don't know. Check this out.
Hello and welcome to round 26. Comments say that goats can't find me in a crowd. Let's see who's boss. These comments are full of attempted murder. What's next? Hello and welcome to round 26.
So funny. Why is it so funny to watch someone get hurt? I mean, part of me is like a little ashamed of it, but it's so, he's putting himself out there. I'm sure he likes the fact that that happens, that people laugh. I think that's his goal. And look at this, from dark matter, Jupiter and Ganymede, and is that Io? Picture by Tom Williams, someone with a telescope. Look at that, two of the moons of Jupiter. I call it Juniper. Juniper, Jupiter. Look at that. They got lots and lots of moons. Saturn and Jupiter have lots and lots and lots of moons. You can take your pick. Which one do you want to settle on? Better bring all your own food and water and everything else. Caroline Levitt announces the Trump RX officially be unveiled. Yes, there it is. And here is a little bit of William Tompkins, the late, great William Tompkins. And if you're curious about the moon landing, get his book, Selected by Extraterrestrials. He was working from like 1960 all the way up to 69, working on the moon project, the Apollo project, which was to go much farther than the moon. Here's something that he said. Check this out.
They didn't just get documents from the extraterrestrials.
This whistleblower, William Tompkins, claimed he was directly involved in designing gravitic propulsion systems for advanced spacecraft as part of a secret U.S. Navy program, and waited until his deathbed to reveal what he knew.
That this happened like in 1942 on this planet. Extraterrestrial come from who knows where out in the galaxy. They got brand spanking new space vehicles. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's. They brought these. They take you inside. They show you how to drive it.
It's strange, isn't it? The same years we're seeing reports of crashed UFOs, secret re-engineering programs, are also the years humanity suddenly leaps forward. Mobile radio phones are being developed. The public science on quantum mechanics and quantum computing started being laid out. Just a coincidence?
So, what happened to the Secretary of the Navy?
Very unfortunate.
He gets pushed out of a 12-story building. We lose him.
This is James Forrestal, the first Secretary of Defense and someone that was a key figure during the Roswell incident in 1947 and was reportedly involved in the formation of Majestic 12, a secret committee tasked with investigating UFO phenomena. He was, according to Tompkins, actively working to push for public disclosure. He believed people deserved to know what was going on. Suddenly, Forrestal was labeled unstable. He was sent to a military hospital, cut off from contact, and not long after, he fell out of a 12-story window. They labeled it an unfortunate accident, but for people like Tompkins, it sent a clear message.
What happened to Kennedy? They take him out because he was going to divulge this. Wow. How many other people who have talked too much in the past are not here anymore?
Then there's John F. Kennedy. Just 10 days before his assassination, President Kennedy made a historic request: a comprehensive review of all UFO intelligence files. He was determined to break the silence, to pull back the curtain on what had been hidden for decades.
Now, I'm going to say something here, and no, I'm not. Can't say that. All right. I can say to you, I am still involved, okay, with the Navy, Nav Space. They didn't just get documents from the extraterrestrials.
This whistleblower, William Tompkins, claimed he was directly involved in designing gravitic propulsion systems.
Yep. And boy, she just barely touches on his information there. And he's talking about the Germans got that. We had spies embedded into the German military, and they came back with these packets of pictures, some written material in an alien language. And we were trying to play catch up with the Germans. And so that's what he was talking about. That's who got the brand spanking new spacecraft, the Germans. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so now where are we going? Over here. Oh, you know what? The appendix. They finally figured out what the appendix does. This is what I'm talking about. I why I don't trust doctors. Well, you have to trust them to a certain point, but we don't know everything. We hardly know anything. And look at the appendix. They always thought, oh, well, we'll just take it out. You're having problems. But there's a reason for it. And I guess they just figured this out. Watch this.
Medical science long deemed the appendix useless, but in the context of bioengineering, it is the recovery partition. It stores a pristine sample of the gut's microbiome and immune data. If the body is flushed by disease or radiation, a system crash, the appendix reboots the digestive system. It is a failsafe installed by the designers to ensure the biological unit can restart after catastrophic environmental failure. Medical science long deemed the appendix useless, but in the
Isn't that interesting? Oh, the things we learn. So nice. So conspiracy theorists watching the public find out satanic pedophiles are real. Yeah, we told you. Yep. And your whole world is disintegrating around you because you didn't listen. They silenced the man who solved oil crisis. This is, of course, Stanley Meyer. And this is from Gaia. It's kind of a weird video. I'm not even going to play it, but you all know him. Here is I'm Antifa guy. This piece of crap, Antifa Kyle, who was openly calling for people to dox, assault, and kill ICE agents in Minneapolis. Terrible guy. They raided him and took him away. Good. You're not so tough now, are you, buddy? That face tattoo really gave you away. Oh, and check this out. From 1966. Batman smack in the middle.
Don't move. I'll get the universal drug antidote.
Reach, Batman!
Well, Molly, I was wondering when you'd get around to that.
What? You mean you saw through my disguise?
A criminal always makes one mistake, Molly. Those straws you gave Robin to breathe through, I spotted the defect in the mask instantly. That was the one hole in your plan.
There are gonna be some holes in you, Batman.
Foolish girl. You were so bent on your murderous scheme, you failed to notice. In the Batmobile, I burnt off your revolver's firing pin with a hidden bat laser beam. Molly? Molly, stop! You're climbing into the Batmobile's nuclear power source!
Help! Help!
Stay where you are, Molly. Don't move a muscle. I'll come and get you.
All around. Looking at plastic coins for 50.
Wait, Molly. If only she'd have let me save her. What a terrible way to go.
Best Batman ever, in my humble opinion. Oh, here's some good news. The end of fake food. The White House just announced a total ban on red dye 40 and processed seed oils in school lunches. That's a big win. Big win for the youth. And he was a spy for 2 or more countries. He would have many fake IDs. So this is one of Epstein's fake IDs. He was Marius Robert from Saudi Arabia. And yeah, that I looked up that person. That is a person who exists. So he was just stealing someone's identity to, was he a spy for Israel? We know he was a spy for America, because when he got off with such a light sentence, they said you can't give him anything heavier because he's one of our guys. CIA, criminals in action. No, his real name wasn't that. Marius Robert Fortinelli. Nenny. Let me say that. Where are the protests against satanic pedophiles? Right? I mean, if the left really cares, wouldn't they? No, they don't care. They're in on it. And Nima GH said, just give it 1 Mars cycle in 2 years. Okay. She's interesting. She's from some foreign country. I can't remember what it's called right now. Oh, look at this. Warning, your antivirus has failed. You've been infected by Russian girls. Yeah. And he's still claiming, oh, you never was with any girls, just only innocent dinners with Epstein. Guy's such a liar. And why, here's my question with the Clintons. Why would you ask them to come in and give a deposition anyway? Because they're gonna lie. If you've killed that many people, why would you tell the truth? They're not going to tell the truth. You're going to get not good information. Just arrest them. Just arrest them and let that happen. There's the end of that. So we're done there, folks. We're all done there. Adam West. Yes, that's Adam West. Adam West. Oh, unless it becomes ruptured. Yes, that's right. That is a good reason to take it out. Yes. Then it's a precursor to ovarian cancer, prostate cancer, uterine, and even colorectal cancers. Yeah, I went for my colonoscopy years ago, and I told the doc, I said, Doc, when you're in there checking my colon, can you also check my semicolon too? He laughed. Oh, boy, I never want to do that again. Oh, and Cap 78 Pack Piggy Dancer says, Michael Jackson was protecting the children, and this truth will come out. Yes, it already has. It really has. And I never thought Michael Jackson was guilty of anything. He just seemed like a very nice guy, a very childlike person, because his childhood was stolen from him. So that's why he liked to be around kids. And he really built his whole yard into an amusement park. So that's pretty cool. All right, well, let's cruise on over to X, because X marks the spot for, and I did, by the way, purple BTW, by the way, purple, by the way, I did go over and look at his stream, and he's still going now. I don't know how much longer he's going to go, but I'm not gonna stop my show to go over there, and I don't know how to do the. Well, I'll check it out after I'm done here. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Here we go. There's that. Here we are over on X, marks the spot. Aaron Moriarty Sr. at Aaron J. Moriarty is my handle there. There you go. There's our show tonight. Oh, watch this. This is, when you have an emergency in the house, you have to tell your parents, little kids do.
Dad.
Hello?
The toilet's smoking.
What?
The toilet's smoking.
What do you mean the toilet's smoking?
Come through, the toilet's smoking.
What do you mean the toilet's smoking?
Dad.
Oh, the toilet's smoking. The toilet's smoking. Isn't that hilarious? There's our show tonight. And here is Justin Bieber talking about the depravity that he was forced to endure. So sad.
In that place, people can no longer be called human. Do you understand? No one could ever fully grasp what I've seen or the pain I've endured. Compared to them, Satan feels almost gentle. If Diddy gave me nightmares, then everything that happened on that island is a curse carved deep into my soul, one that keeps wearing down my sanity. Every night when darkness falls, images of those children replay over and over in my mind. I feel sympathy for them, but I'm also terrified of them. Terrified that I might end up just like them, passed around, reduced to something to be served on a plate. I've prayed countless times for a miracle. I've tried every possible way to expose what was happening, but in the end, all I received was even more humiliation. Everyone said I was crazy, but I wasn't. They were the ones who were crazy. Now, I can finally speak about these things, but I don't know how much I'm really allowed to say. Just like that Mexican model screaming in the streets, I don't want to disappear silently one night. I'm not young anymore. My strength is gone. My courage has faded. All I want now is to stay with my family and watch my baby grow up healthy and strong.
Isn't that just so sad? My goodness. Oh, and this is pretty cool. Perfect rainbow light reflection. Look at this. A mirror out in the sunlight in the water, and it projects the rain. Beautiful. Isn't that just beautiful? Look at that. Wow. Boy, doesn't that make you want to try that? That's incredible. I like that. It's groovy. Groovy like a record, you might even say. Oh, this is pretty sad. Democrat Governor Abigail Spanberger, ex-CIA. Once you're CIA, you're always CIA. Has just signed to advance the state's new congressional map, which will eliminate 4 Republicans in the U.S. House. It'll soon be 10 Dems and 1 Republican. Look at that. That's sickening. Red states need to get off their butts and do the same. Yes, they need to. And here is Andrew Tate giving this idiot here, Pierce Morgan, a little spanking. Listen to this.
Is our democratic institutions and how corrupt they are.
Yeah.
And I want every single person inside of the Epstein files, including the innocent people, including you, including Elon, including everyone, to be investigated to the full force of the law, because it is not down to them to admit wrongdoing. That is why we have a rule of law. Criminals do not admit they did things wrong. They go to court and they prove they did nothing wrong. And what I'm saying is that the British state has plenty of time. They have plenty of time to arrest people for tweets.
Yeah, you made
the plenty of time to arrest people for nothing. So they should be investigating this huge pile of evidence. And the real questions are these. Why did they ignore the pile of evidence for a decade? 1. 2, who paid Jeffrey Epstein and made him so rich? 3, what were they paying him for?
You made all these points, yeah.
What decisions have taken place that have affected the lives of British people based on the back of bribe money paid to pedophiles as opposed to the will of the electorate? What laws need to be undone?
Andrew,
is our democratic institution.
See how he tried to interrupt him when he knew he was making good points? Yeah, Pierce Morgan is piece of you-know-what. This is great. Tom Burchett. This guy's Secretary Scott Bessent is my new spirit animal. I would rather cross a mean drunk in an alley with a knife than him. Excuse me. Yeah, those two together. Hopefully they can make something happen. Oh, and did you hear about this? Wall Street Apes footage of Jake Lang being arrested for kicking the prosecute ICE sign made of ice in front of the Minnesota State Capitol. Liberals can burn cities to the ground, beat people to a pulp, set up autonomous zones, and assault federal officers, and no arrests. And look, they get him. So sick. So sick. Let's listen to it.
Damn, Jake, they doing you like that?
Report ICE.
Damn, Jake, that's the whole crew. Support ICE. Support you, President Trump. Damn, Jake.
He's out there really making stuff happen. That's pretty good. He's really putting himself out there. Of course, he was a January 6th. Look, epic blackout in China caused by a pig flying on a drone. Listen to this. This is crazy. So, a humorous incident occurred at the end of January. A farmer decided to use a drone to transport an animal across mountainous terrain, but the drone hit a power line. As a result, the pig got stuck and thousands of people lost their power. Look at that thing. I mean, was it cooking? Was it, look at there it is. What a hokey way to do it. Poor pig. Are they going to save it? What's going on? I don't know. No clue, Mr. Magoo. No clue. Bob Lazar made a public appearance last night and previewed his new documentary, S4, Ufology Might Be Back in 2026. And thank goodness to Bob Lazar for giving us that window into some of the top secret work being done on reverse engineering alien craft. Thank you, Bob Lazar. You rock. Oh, and this is good too. Listen to this, Laura Trump.
Next question. What do you or the president know about UFOs? Can you share? I hear that the president has something in the queue to share with us about all of this. Now, truth be told, I'm trying to remember how long ago it was. It may have been right after he left office, after the first term. I remember Eric being like, all right, what can you tell us? And he was a little hesitant to give us any real info, which makes me think like he's got a lot of info out there and he's waiting for the right time to drop it. And maybe this is going to be the time, because I keep seeing all these stories about how he's got some like UFO speech that he's got queued up, and you know, we all should just kind of sit back and wait. Now, here's the thing I'll say. What do I know about UFOs? What I know is that our universe is so enormous. It actually, if I start thinking about it, it makes me a little crazy. You think about just our solar system, okay? And then you think about how many solar systems like ours are in our galaxy. And then you think about how many galaxies are in this universe. The whole thing is just, it's kind of like mind-boggling. So the idea that the only form of intelligent life out there is us, that we're like twerking on TikTok and stuff, that's it. I don't know. I find it hard to believe. I fully believe that there's other life out there throughout the universe. And if you look at some of the like prophets, you know, these are people hundreds of years ago, or I don't even know how long ago. A lot of them say that sometime soon we're supposed to have some sort of an interaction with another form of life from outside of our planet. So I don't know. I fully believe there's more out there. I think it would be a heck of a waste of space if it's just us here and we're doing like dumb challenges and again, like just working on TikTok. There's got to be more out there. Okay.
There's got to be more out there. There is. And it sounds like we're going to find out soon. Oh, this is always fun to watch. Listen to this. This is great.
One of the loopholes he took advantage of when he claimed $1 billion loss that enabled him to avoid paying taxes.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. I pay tremendous numbers of taxes. I absolutely used it. And so did Warren Buffett. And so did George Soros. And so did many of the other people that Hillary is getting money from. She complains that Donald Trump took advantage of the tax code. Why didn't she change it? Why didn't you change it when you were a senator? The reason you didn't is that all your friends take the same advantage that I do. And I do. You have provisions in the tax code that frankly we could change, but you wouldn't change it because all of these people give you the money so you can take negative ads on Donald Trump.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
One of the loopholes he took advantage of when he claimed $1 billion.
That's the only promise he didn't keep, putting her in jail. And here's Dorothy Izat. We talk about her a lot here. Canadian woman who filmed thousands of hours of UFO footage. She's now sadly passed away. But this is from an old TV show. Watch this.
Contact with extraterrestrials, and her outrageous accounts have passed every scientific test. Doug Bruckner has the story of her alien encounters.
Watch very closely, because if this video is what it's purported to be, you're looking at an alien in a spaceship.
You can clearly see figures in the window, and they turn their heads.
Already studied and authenticated by some photo experts, it's just one of thousands of dazzling images from what's been hailed as the greatest UFO story ever told.
I've been researching UFOs for 35 years, and I've never seen anything like it.
It's an extraterrestrial mystery that's confounded everyone, from psychiatrists to scientists and respected UFO investigators.
It's an authentic phenomenon. Something real is going on, but they have absolutely no idea as to what it is.
Just as remarkable as the pictures themselves, the woman who took them.
Professors, doctors, lawyers, anything you can think of. They were coming to do different tests on me.
Her name is Dorothy Izat, the world's most unlikely UFO contactee. A 75-year-old great-grandmother who says she's been communicating with visitors from other worlds for 25 years.
I've asked them to come closer, and they move closer. And I'll ask them if I can film them, if they give me permission to film them.
These pictures are the result, showing everything from alien beings to spaceships to masses of glowing orbs in the sky and inexplicable flashes of light. All contained on more than 350 reels of film this spry granny shot with her little Super 8 camera from the balcony of her Vancouver apartment. She remembers when it first happened, on an otherwise ordinary afternoon back in 1974.
I looked up in the sky, and here was this enormous craft that looks like a huge gold, like diamond-shaped thing up in the sky.
This is without a doubt the most remarkable piece of footage she shot.
Was where the aliens showed up.
It's an image that appeared during one of Dorothy's routine sky watches just recently.
And then I noticed that in the window were a couple of aliens in the window. So I said, oh dear, I can't see it. The light's so bright. I said, I need to film you. I said, can you turn the lights off the ship? And I can film you. And they did. The lights go off. The aliens are there.
And believe it or not, like all of Dorothy's footage, this has been scientifically tested and declared genuine, or at least not faked.
There's not a lot that we know about it, but we know that it's real.
California UFO researchers Monica Ward and Peter Gattilla have thoroughly investigated the Dorothy Izat phenomenon and are now compiling a book of their findings.
There is a spiritual world and there is a non-spiritual world, a material world or something. What Dorothy has done is she's bridged the gulf between the two.
Meanwhile, Dorothy simply calls her ET friends life beings, who she says come from diverse parts of the universe to impart a simple message to mankind.
No one wants to listen to it because it's so simple and it's so easy. It's LOVE. Just love.
Love, love. And I got to show you this. I'm going to come off of X for a little while to show you. This is that book that Peter Gattilla did. Beings of Light. The Amazing True Story of Dorothy Izat. And there's pictures in here. They're black and white, unfortunately, but this one here shows a woman with children, and the lights flash for a minute and it paints a picture on the one frame of the camera of the film. It's just totally incredible. And she's got so many photographs, so many movies, home movies of these things. It's just absolutely incredible. Look at that. The pictures are in black and white. Now, this was published by Timeless Voyager Press, www.timelessvoyager.com. That's our good friend Bruce William Holmes. Bruce Stephen Holmes, I guess. Bruce Stephen Holmes. Timelessvoyager.com. Timeless Voyager Press. And he's out there in Santa Barbara, California. And he, in past few months, had a stroke. So keep your prayers out for him. He's still recovering. But and that's how I struck up a conversation. And I've had Bruce on my show many times because he's a Holmes and I'm a Moriarty. It's pretty funny. But a very nice guy. And he's got his own show, The Timeless Voyager. So go check him out too. Alrighty then. So that's very cool. Oh no. Oh no. It happened again. There. This stupid trackpad. You know, my keyboard broke again. It worked for months and now it just went out. I'm going to probably go get a new one and just be done with this because it's such a bummer. It's nice when it comes back, but it's a bummer when it doesn't. Don't you know? Oh, you know. So there we are, back here on X. Oh, my Q, look what Trump, this is from Donald Trump. Look what Trump put out.
I got to ask you about the U.S. election. As you point out, you're not an American citizen. You're an Australian. You know, you're clearly not rooting for Hillary, but are you rooting for Trump?
No. I mean, if we have good information on Trump, we publish that. If we have good information on Hillary, the Democrats, we publish that. It is a bit concerning, the allegations that by the Clinton campaign that everyone is a Russian agent are really disturbing. Why is that? Well, because bizarrely, Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, has positioned herself now to be the security candidate. She's powered up with the neocons responsible for the Iraq War. And she's grabbed on to this kind of neo-McCarthyist hysteria about Russia and is using that to demonize the Trump campaign. The Trump campaign has all sorts of things wrong with it. But as far as we can see, being Russian agents is not one of them. You know, some people have asked us, when will you release information on Donald Trump? And of course, we're very interested in all countries to reveal the truth about different candidates so people can understand. But it's really hard for us to release anything worse than what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth every second day. I mean, it's part of his charismatic appeal that he speaks off the cuff.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
The American populace is facing an unconventional warfare scenario. This is information warfare.
Guy Fawkes mask. Now, I'll say it again. I've said it before. I think that Trump had something to do with the original anonymous group. I have a feeling that he was the secret Batman behind the scenes helping that to come about. That's what I think. Oh, yeah. Julie Donuts, for the lunatic screaming racist on Trump's post last night. We'll see that coming up. Here's the whole video. It's funny how they don't talk about the entire video of the 2020 election fraud. Keep crying, losers. It's almost up. Yeah, isn't that cool? There's a new king in town, the Lion King. That's right. Okie dokie, Pinocchio. Here we go. Oh, this is a funny story. A funny story? Here is a funny story. Check this out.
This is a story about the Smiths family. The Smiths were unable to conceive children and finally decided to use a surrogate father to begin their family. On the day the proxy father was to arrive, Mr. Smith kissed his wife goodbye and he said, "Darling, I'm off to the office now. Don't you be nervous. Everything's going to be all right. The man will be here soon." Half an hour later, just by chance, a door-to-door baby photographer happened to ring the doorbell hoping he could make a sale. "Morning, madam. I've come to..." "Don't explain," she said. "I've been expecting you." "Have you really? That's good. Did you know babies are my specialty?" "Well, I hope so. That's what my husband and I have been hoping for. Come in and have a seat." After a moment, Ms. Smith blushed and said, "Where do we start?" "Well, leave everything to me. I usually like to try 2 in the bathtub, 1 on the couch, and maybe a couple on the bed. Sometimes the living room floor can be fun. You get really spread out there. The bathroom, the living room floor. No wonder it hadn't worked for Harry and me." "Well, ma'am, none of us can guarantee a good shot every time. But if we try different positions and I shoot from 6 or 7 angles, I'm sure you'll be pleased with the result." "That sounds like an awful lot," she said. "Ma'am, in my line of work, I have to take my time. I'd love to be in and out in 5 minutes, but you'd be very disappointed with that." The photographer opened his briefcase and he pulled out a portfolio of baby pictures. "This was done on top of a bus." "Oh my God," she said. "And these twins turned out exceptionally well when you consider their mother was so difficult to work with." "She was difficult?" "Yeah, I'm afraid so. I finally had to take her to the park to get the job done right. People were crowding around us 4 or 5 deep to take a look." "My God, 4 or 5 deep," she said. "It took us 3 hours. The mother kept squealing and yelling. I could hardly concentrate, and when darkness came, I had to rush my shots. Squirrels began nibbling on my equipment so I had to pack it in." "You mean the squirrels actually chewed on your equipment?" "That's the truth, madam. Well, if you're ready, I'll set up my tripod and we can get to work right away." "Your tripod?" "Yes, ma'am. I use a tripod to rest my Canon on. It is much too big to be held by hand." Miss Smith fainted.
It's a little bit risque, but it's kind of funny too. It's kind of funny. Oh, and this is from Gonzalo Chavez, "Loose skulls in a museum in Peru. I've seen faces like these on tridactyls that have not been shown yet." Interesting. When people in Peru who investigate these remains say they may have coexisted with their ancestors, it's worth taking seriously. The evidence may have been in plain sight all along. Check this out. So these might be from tridactyls or from humans. This one down here has those slanted eyes like that one tridactyl had. Kind of haunting. But these are in a museum and they're saying they're human. Maybe they're human. I haven't seen any of the tridactyls with hair, so maybe those are human. We don't know. No clue, Mr. Magoo. No clue. And what's this? Kimberly Auer put this out. February 9th is directly after the Super Bowl. And breaking Epstein's partner Ghislaine Maxwell will testify before U.S. Congress on February 9th. And this is February 20th, a Q post. But you knew that already. Hence why AS, which I think is Adam Schiff, Southern District of New York, and I'm not sure who MW is, are attempting to keep the insurance scheme going post-Mueller. Fear. The fun begins directly after. Will make the Super Bowl look like a puppy show. Q. Interesting. Well, So interesting. Oh, here, you want to get some cooking tips from this kid? He's pretty good. Carter, let's check him out.
Today, we're going to make Mommy's favorite soup. Cheese and broccoli. We're going to put broccoli, carrot, onion, and the most yummiest thing, cheddar cheese. Daddy's going to cut the onion and the carrot up for me, and I'm going to cut the broccoli up. It looks like a tree. I got to cut all the leaves off the tree. Cutting the broccoli, combine harvester, cutting the broccoli, combine harvester, big red combine harvester, chug, 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 chugging away. Now we need some more branches.
There's your carrots.
Thank you. Thank you for my carrots. Thank you, my onions. Now because I just saying big red combine harvester, I'm thinking that about in my head. Now we're going to put this in the soup. Here you go. What about the cheese? Grating the cheese. Combine harvester. Grating the cheese. Combine harvester. Eating the cheese. Combine harvester. Chug, 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 chugging away. Now we're going to put all our vegetables into the soup maker. We're going to put some water up to this line here. Nearly at that line. They're done. This is the lid we got to put on and it cooks it and it blends it. We're going to turn it on and then come back when it's done. Ooh, that looks so yummy. Now I'm going to put a handful of cheese in. I'm going to try the soup. I've never had it before to see if I like it. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Three then.
More for Mummy, not more for you.
Oh.
See you later.
He's honest. Yeah, kids are honest. They'll tell you what they really think. Oh, look at this. This guy tries to prank one of the Tesla robots.
How's it going, Optimus? Thank you. Third time? Thank you. Bye. See ya.
Now,
how's it going?
Do you think this is a guy in a suit, or do they have these things working that well now? I don't know. It looks kind of like a dude in a suit. I'm not sure. Oh, look at this is another thing Trump put out. Look at this.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
The American populace is facing an unconventional warfare scenario. This is information warfare.
So incredible. So incredible. So good to see. And feels good, Anons. Squawk put this out. We spent years being mocked, dismissed, and labeled as crazy for questioning everything. We were right. We were right all along. Look at this. Oh, got to watch this from the beginning. What over the rail? Who's driving that thing? Oh. Those crazy cats, they keep driving. They drive like crazy, those darn cats, don't they? Oh, and here's some disturbing. We already know this too. if you've been following this stuff for years here. But check this out.
We also have another major issue going on in our ports right now, and I just wanted to speak on it because I don't think a lot of people understand why they're striking. One of the major reasons I've been seeing coming out of videos and reports from people talking about it is that they get tired of hearing children screaming inside the containers. Yeah, you heard that right. The workers are striking, and one of the main reasons is they're tired of hearing humans being shipped over and screaming and banging on the inside of the shipping containers to get out. I understand we have a serious human trafficking issue in this country. I just did not think it was this bad. Never once did it cross my mind we need to be checking shipping containers for people. Can you imagine how long somebody's been inside of one of those, depending on how long they were waiting to dock? No heat, no air, nothing. I pray for the workers of the ports because I don't think they signed up to deal with people. Pretty sure they were just supposed to move cargo and goods. This is crazy, y'all. We also have another major issue going on in our ports right now, and I just wanted to speak on it.
Yeah, it's very sick what these people do. It's just horrifying. Holy, you know what? Chicago One Ray. Here is Nick Shirley's partner over there in Minnesota. He's testifying. Let's listen to this.
Back to that. My journey into uncovering fraud in Minnesota and ultimately throughout the entire United States, as it turns out, began when I started to notice very unusual changes in the Minneapolis area. Remember, I grew up there, so I know Minneapolis very well. Most notably, the enormous number of childcare facilities that had opened up. I would drive around the Twin Cities, and it seemed these childcare facilities were literally on every block. Some blocks had 2 or 3 childcare facilities on the same block. Minnesota sees a fair amount of snow in the winter, and I began to notice driving by these childcare facilities, there were never any footprints in the snow outside these childcare facilities. And I go by them 3, 4, 5 times a day, Monday through Friday, because my office is in the heart of where a lot of these childcare facilities are. So I said, well, what's going on here with all these childcare facilities? So I began to check the Minnesota Secretary of State's website to find out just who owned all these childcare facilities. And guess what? Every single one of them was Somali owned. Not every childcare facility in Minnesota was, but the ones that I was looking at that were by my office, and there were a lot of them. What's even stranger is that every one of these facilities is located in a commercial or industrial building, no play areas, bad neighborhoods, and several of the childcare facilities had signage which stated they were open either 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah, we're not going to watch it all. We all think we know all this stuff. It's just horrendous what's happening. We need to see people in jail real soon for that. Okay, this is from Common Sense. Wait a minute. Got reposted on Truth by my president? I'm that BITCH. Congrats. Real Donald Trump. Common Sense. If you don't know this history, you don't actually know Black history. I told you we are going to talk and educate y'all on Black conservative history. All February. Look at this. Birthplace of the Republican Party by Black people. Birthplace of the Republican Party. Yeah. There you go. UAP report, declassified Soviet document. This is wild. Late 80s, Siberia, 23 Soviet soldiers reportedly shot down a UFO during training. 5 beings emerged and merged into a ball of light and turned the soldiers into stone. Look at that. So, they talk about, if you look at Medusa, you get turned to stone. Maybe they were talking about something like this. This is incredible. Isn't that wild? That's crazy. Crazy. And there's that Kyle guy, that leftist idiot that was very violent. And they did it. Who did this? Look at Scott Bessent with a cowboy hat on.
Senator, it may be a bit nuanced for you, but what President Trump is referring to is the media saying that the affordability crisis was generated by this administration when it was you and President Biden who destroyed the buying power of the American people. So there is an affordability crisis, and you were front and center in it.
So let me make sure that I understand. Donald Trump is not saying that affordability, what's happening to families right now, is a hoax?
He is saying that trying to lay the blame at this administration rather than the Biden-Warren economy is a hoax. Senator, it may be a bit nuanced for you, but...
Yeah. Oh, this is great. Look at this, made my day. Look at this. Oh, it's so darn funny. Oh my goodness. Oh my goonie. It looks like the husband is sitting here and put his face with this fake jumper here, and the wife's arms are the hands feeding him. So I guess this guy did the best job. That's pretty funny. From no context, humans. Elon Musk, for sure. Let's see what Elon Musk has to say, shall we?
Corporations that are purely AI and robotics will vastly outperform any corporations that have people in the loop. So you can think of, say, like computer used to be a job that humans had. That you would go and get a job as a computer where you would do calculations, and they'd have like entire skyscrapers full of humans, like 20, 30 floors of humans just doing calculations. Now that entire skyscraper of humans doing calculations can be replaced by a laptop with a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet can do vastly more calculations than an entire building full of human computers. So you can think about, okay, well, what if only some of the cells in your spreadsheet were calculated by humans? Actually, that would be much worse than if all of the cells in your spreadsheet were calculated by the computer. And so really what will happen is the pure AI, pure robotics corporations or collectives will far outperform any corporations that have humans in the loop. And this will happen very quickly.
I can see it. I can see it. I can see it happening. In fact, when I graduated in 1980, because computers were just coming out, I thought this all was going to happen back then, but it took this long, and it's going rapidly now. Oh, did you see this? Anna Paulina Luna, Donald Trump says, wow, so nice. Thank you, Anna Paulina Luna, President DJT. It's time to put President Trump on Mount Rushmore. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has sponsored the legislation to put our 45th and 47th president on this national memorial. Sign the petition to support our effort. Sounds like a good thing to support. Wouldn't that be cool? Right by Lincoln. Oh, wow. That would be so darn cool. But do you think the libtards would go and shoot at it, wouldn't they? Of course, they can't aim very good, so they probably wouldn't hit it. Oh, FAFO loser, says Cat Turd. Ian Jagger breaks this out. New poll shows Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who voted to impeach President Trump, losing his primary race this year. That's what you get. Too bad. So sad. You hear about this? Department of Justice announces arrest of terrorist leader Zambarai al-Bakash, who was involved in the attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, September 11, 2012. They're solving all the cases that no one else solved. This is fantastic. Good. I'm glad they got him, because they should. Look at this. In South Korea's giant dachshund sculpture, nicknamed Sunshine, is a hyper-realistic breathing art installation. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Oh, and we have it all, says, or posts this. I remember when 20-year-old Harrison Deal died in a car explosion incident in Georgia. Engine ejected 50 to 60 yards from the car. Everyone else survived. He was a Kelly Loeffler staffer and dated Governor Kemp's daughter. Occurred as talks of election fraud in 2020 involving Kemp were escalating, and he suddenly changed his mind. That was a warning shot across the bow. That's pretty sad. Sidney Powell also reiterating that. And Donald Trump, NBC, you talked about the weapon, the discombobulator. And Trump says, well, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Let me just tell you, you know what it does? None of their equipment works. Everything was discombobulated. We lost no men and we lost no equipment. I remember reading about this decades ago. It's something that it's some kind of a field, like a magnetic field they put around, and it prevents anything metal, mechanical from working. It also makes the metal really hot, so they drop it. But it also affects the people too, I guess. So that's very interesting. Wow. So we've had it for a long time, I think. The Epoch Times, 51 U.S. lawmakers not seeking re-election. What we know. Now on here is Byron Donalds. We know he's ducking out because he's going to run for governor, because DeSantis is done with his, he's been governor as many times as he can legally. So some of these people are retiring for good reasons, but a lot of them probably not, right? Probably not. I mean, you got a deal. You get out. Here is our patriot friend Jake Lang kicking the ice sculpture down. Let's watch this.
President Trump, we support you. We support ICE. Our country was made for Americans, not for Somalis.
Prosecute ICE at Jake.
Pro-ICE, baby!
No,
America
pro
first,
ICE.
America only! We'll see you here, February 7th, Saturday, 12 noon, outside the Minnesota State Capitol. President Trump, we support you. We support ICE. Our country was made for Americans.
See, this is awesome. This is awesome. I like that. Oh, and this is Gonzalo Chavez again. Population geneticists attempts to take samples from one of the insectoid specimens. Why do they call them insectoids? I thought they were reptilian.
Return to the United States. In a few months, we should have the first results of the DNA tests. For his part, Alan, who is leaving in just a few hours, wants to examine Nukari and take some samples.
Vamos a tratar de sacar muestras de ese individuo. Es muy pequeño.
We're going to try to take samples from this specimen. It's very small. I don't want to destroy anything. Ideally, we'd like to get a bone.
Entonces, vamos a intentar hacer una punción.
So we're going to try to drill into it and extract some material with a syringe from this cavity.
Esta cavidad. Y con suerte.
And hopefully we'll be able to get something like a core.
Of course, DNA analysis takes time, and you will need to be patient to find out the results.
What surprises do Paul?
Isn't that interesting? Very delicate. They break really easy. Oh, 2020 was stolen. Trump put this out. Look at this.
Initiated by a court order, the Michigan investigation team obtained forensic access to a DS-200 tabulator, the machine that counts the votes. A Telit 4G wireless chip manufactured in Taiwan was discovered embedded into the motherboard. The voting machine tapes clearly indicate modem engagement and transmission of election data. Some of the anomalies that we noticed in the 2020 general elections, that 5 key states all stopped counting at a certain time in these key battleground states. These were all where the software, Dominion machines, ESNS machines were used, the Smartmatic, the GEMS software. So when the vote stopped counting, and this has been noted in other countries as well, President Trump was significantly ahead. When reporting and counting resumed, there was a massive spike occurred that favored Joe Biden.
That's the end of it. Isn't that interesting? So we put a little bit of that other video in the ending of it. Hey, how about this? Del Donald Trumpo. Reparations, but for conspiracy theorists. I'm all for that. Because we were really affected negatively. Oh, look at this. A man forgot his house key and asked his cat to open the door. Listen to this.
Mimi, Mimi. Mimi.
The wolf man.
Mimi.
He did it. Wow. Isn't that cool? The cat did it. The cat did it. Famous U.S. skater Tony Hawk reportedly had one of his weddings on Epstein Island. The only way to get off the island was to take naked photos. That is why there are so many laying around the house. Yeah, disgusting. Pretty disgusting. Why did you go in the first place? And look at this. What? An Elvis in a spiritual playing? A gospel Elvis song? Listen to this.
I can feel his hand in mine, and that's enough for me.
47th. The 47th. Let's continue with the music, guys. You can continue to play it. There we go. Let's do what we said we were going to do. 47th President of the United States at the 74th National Prayer Breakfast. President Trump had remarks over an hour.
He's a big Elvis fan. Isn't that cool? Too cool for school. Here's a sad story, Matt Vensois. I have truly horrific news. An illegal alien driving a semi-truck has just crashed head-on into a van of Amish men, killing 4 of them. It appears the trucking company that employed the illegals is based out of California. Imagine that. And is known as a chameleon carrier, which are trucking companies that re-register under new names to evade safety violations. Oh, that's pathetic. That's so sad. So sad. Oh, look at quick action saved lives. This is in China. Look at this. Oops. People in the car. He's trying to get them out. The door closes. Now he's supposed to air. In China. Terrible. Look at the film right over where they're standing on it. Oh, man. He's on fire. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Oh, it's so people. So EVs, when they crash, the electricity goes out and the doors don't work anymore. So be warned if you had one of those. Here's Aaron Carter. Aaron was ended after this video because he refused to go along with the made-up child abuse allegations about Michael Jackson. Listen to this.
One boy. Now listen to this. I have to tell you this. Okay. So after I left the party, and the next day I smoked with Michael, and then I get in the limousine and I leave. I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them, and they all ask these super sexually exploited, questions, backsided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them, and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, and I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you can think of. We rode 4-wheelers, 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker in the mountains at nighttime after his birthday party. Him and I hung out and talked pretty much all.
So sad. Michael Jackson was completely innocent. And then they killed him. This guy's great. Josh Cedar. Listen to this.
Hi, how are you? Sorry if I just woke you.
All right.
I'm Finn, and I'm with the Migrants for Equal Rights, or the MFers, and we're just going around trying to collect some signatures. I'm not sure if you're aware, but ICE has been going around terrorizing a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, it's been terrible.
So there's a lot of people that are locked up right now, and we're just trying to get them released. So is that something you might be willing to lend your signature to?
Yeah, sure, I'll sign.
Awesome. If you could just sign right there where it says MFers. Yeah, I do. So we're actually a foundation that was created by Billie Eilish. And that's why I'm documenting this today, because we're going to make a film about it. So eventually these people, once they're released, they will need a place to go. Obviously, they can't go to Billy's neighborhood because it's gated and they have rules there. So usually we just bus them to middle to low income neighborhoods. So I just wanted to confirm with you it was all right if we bring them all here once they're released.
What? No. I don't think that would be a good idea.
Why wouldn't it?
Well, I can't make those kind of decisions. We have an HOA and
you have rules with an HOA?
We have an HOA. I'm sure they wouldn't be okay with that.
But don't we have rules at the border?
Yeah.
So you're okay with them just flooding over the border and ignoring those rules, but you want them to obey your HOA's rules?
Well, I mean, I just can't make those decisions, but I don't think that sounds
But you
right.
can make a decision to abolish ICE and to release all these people like you're just about to do? Doesn't that seem a little hypocritical?
Yeah, I guess it does.
So you don't want rules, or you do want rules for these people?
I'm just saying I can't make that decision.
Okay,
But,
so
yeah.
maybe they shouldn't break rules, period. Is
Yeah.
that something we can agree on?
Yeah.
And maybe it's disrespectful to legal immigrants that are trying to do it the right way?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Can I get you to take those signs down that you have? The no ICE in the FDT?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you don't believe it, so.
This is good. This is good. Wow. Look at that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, I have one last question for you. What does an ICE agent say when you ask how their job's going?
What?
Pretty good.
Oh, look at this. This idiot is trying to say that was Trump. Brian Krasenstein. Look at this.
Here's another disgusting email from the Epstein files. This email was sent to Jeffrey Epstein saying, "Thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was a little naughty." But why is the name redacted? Clearly this isn't a victim. So is it Donald Trump?
I figured out who it was by having it unredacted, and I did this by downloading the file and putting it into Adobe Acrobat, where I noticed the black bars looked like it had annotation overlays or drawn rectangles, because when I tried to select the text around them, cursor acted weird like it had text underneath. So I put it into a more advanced editor and ran a simple command to decompress the PDF structure. I did this so I could see the raw content stream without the compression hiding the true text underneath. So after comparing no patterns from visible parts of the document, I was able to narrow down the coded streams. And after about 15-20 minutes, I found the name. And you won't believe who sent it. Oh, wait. Bruh. That's Brian Krasenstein. Does that mean you're the Epstein files, Brian? And it was sent from an iPhone, which is what you use according to this post. So all satire aside, Brian.
Well, it said satire. So is this? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Oh, this is a good story. Look at this.
Look at all these books. I'm gonna give you one.
In this video posted to TikTok, Ring Video shows UPS driver Kyle is dropping off copies of the book, Call Me First, a man's blueprint to true leadership at home, to its author, Damian Lewis, and gets gifted a copy. Well, the UPS driver read it, and days later returned to Damian's home to tell him how much he loved the book.
Man, I just wanted to say the book is really good.
Hey, what's up, Kyle? Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
The moment meant something to both of them. Damian tells us this book doing well was his last chance to pay the bills. And after this, over 9,000 copies have been sold.
I feel blessed beyond anything I could ever expected.
Look at all these books.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm gonna give you one.
And that is so cool. That is so cool. There's another one. Kuru story. We're going to skip that. And Wayfair. We know about that. Nick Shirley. Oh, this is cool. Look at this guy. Brazilian farmer playfully calls each cow's name out from a notebook.
Vamos lá. Mateus. Presente. Gabriel. Presente. Tiago. Presente. Lucas. Faltou, né? Daniel. Presente. Luan. Presente. Felipe. Presente, molecão. Leandro. Presente. Cauã. Faltou. Caio. Presente. Davi. Presente. Rafael. Presente. Bruno. Presente.
Okay, folks, I think we're going to call it a night. All right. And I want to thank everyone for coming along to the Truth Quest tonight. And looks like Cap 78 Pack says the bases house formerly hidden crashed UFOs. President Trump just green-lighted UFO disclosure of secret bases hidden. He brought forward now. Wow. So I'm going to go check that out. But I want to thank you all for coming along. You guys rock. Oops, I didn't post that yet. There. And look at that. Operation Shutdown says, I'll keep my camera pointed to the sky so I can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on the Truth Quest and talk about it. All right. That's awesome, Operation Shutdown. And I said, thank you all so very much. And Kathy says, good night, everyone. And I went over to X to try to find that story. I could not find the story about Trump announcing that. Maybe it would be on Truth Social, maybe. I don't see it. It's not popping up. Well, I'll take a look. Okay. And let's see. Operation Shutdown says, thank you, Aaron. Well, thank you, Operation Shutdown. Good to see you. All right, folks. We'll see you on Monday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, because we're just on Range of Strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So do like Operation Shutdown's going to do and keep your cameras pointed to the skies. You can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on the Truth Quest and talk about it. Oh, and Peggy Dancer says, great show tonight, Aaron. God bless you. Peace in and much love, Aaron. Have a great weekend. P.S. It's on Truth Social and Rumble. Okay, I will go over and check it out. Thank you very, very much. And Operation Shutdown says, peace in, world peace, baby. Yeah, that's right. Peace in. We'll see you all on Monday right around 9 p.m. Central. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace in. World peace, baby. Yeah.